The combination of these pieces throughout Dade Art and Design Lab represent hundreds of years of craftsmanship. This space in Inglewood is a concept store mixing a gallery aspect with furniture and interior design. The team here recently took a trip to China to handpick some unique pieces. The result, a 20-foot container full of 66 pieces of all shapes and sizes.
We have an amazing craftsman in Beijing that restores antiques. He also builds reclaimed elm pieces that are based on the historic Chinese pieces, but built out of 100 to 200-year-old elm. And then we also have the same craftsman who produces just the most amazing cold-rolled Japanese stainless steel pieces, everywhere from large-scale armoires to sideboards and everything in between.
Close to 90% of this recent shipment are antiques and range in age from 80 to the 250-year-old opium bed.
An opium bed would have come from an opium den, where you would rent a bed for a certain period of time to smoke opium.
Oh, I'm sure this bed definitely has some stories. There's also a pair of male and female sedan chairs.
In the base, there's structures so that you can put bars through them, and then it would be for higher ranking officials, and they would be lifted up and carried and kind of paraded through.
Now, many of these pieces have been reclaimed and restored to keep the age and worth intact.
The process that they showed us when we were there at his compound was almost like archaeologically done, because they would take small brushes and they would brush away the dust and the dirt, and then there's this whole time-consuming process of how to restore the piece and keep as much of the original lacquer intact, and then just restoring the wood and repairing the wood if it needed to be repaired.
And each work here on display has its own story to tell.
For some pieces we have quite a bit of background information, and other ones there's less story that we are aware of. But I think anytime you get an antique and you can feel the texture of the wood and see the grain, see the weathered pattern on it, you can kind of come up with your own interpretation of the lives that it's lived. And that's kind of the fun part, is dreaming up what you think has happened.
This is true. For Shaw TV, I'm Lisa Wolanski.